Today, I'm going to share with you my algorithm, which has allowed me to increase my existing month-to-month emergency savings account by 3,000% in 4 months. One of the core memories I have of financial literacy as a kid was asking my parents for a PS3, and they said no immediately. After basically harassing them for weeks, they finally caved and gave me an ultimatum. I can buy the PS3 myself as long as it's my own money. At the time, a PS3 was about $300 to $400, and I was 12. And unfortunately, I wasn't allowed to apply for a job even though I wanted to due to child labor regulation laws. During this time, I believe my parents had set up an allowance system for myself and my siblings, from what I recall. We received our age in monthly dollars, and at the time, I was receiving about $12 per month. Unfortunately, I never really learned how to save properly, and my parents always said that my allowance and my account balance and my checking account was mine to spend. I took this literally, and I spent all of it all the time. And I was broke all the time. My parents had always encouraged me to work, but unfortunately the legal system was limiting my ability to generate income. So I came up with a solution: collect bottles and bring them to the bottle depot and get the deposits back and make money that way. I was able to make raw cash. There is no age limit on this, by the way. So if you are 11 or 12 and watching this, highly recommend. Great strategy. I definitely go around with a parent or a guardian or an older sibling just because, you know, it's a little sketchy. Basically, what I would do is during my summer break, I would go around town and go through every public dumpster. And every day I woke up on my summer holiday and I grinded. I dug through the trash. I smelled like trash, and I would crush these bottles underfoot and then throw them in my bag. And after the bag was too heavy to carry, I would get on my bike and lug the bottles up the hill and over to the bottle depot. And I did this every day for 8 weeks. On the 8th week, I finally got a payout that placed my savings over the $300, and I had enough money to buy the PS3. And I bought the PS3, and I was flat broke. And unfortunately, I didn't buy it with any games, and I learned afterwards that premeditating purchases can be very helpful. So what's my point? My point is generating income can only get you so far. The real reason 95% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck is they live like I did. They get money, they pay their bills, they spend the rest, and they maybe save a tiny fractional portion for emergency. And then 1 or 2 big emergencies happen, or an unexpected purchase comes by, and savings are completely wiped out, just immediately obliterated. I battled with this problem for a long time, but I think I finally figured out after decades of having this habit how to fix it. So I'm also, for reference, a computer scientist, and one of the primary aspects of computer science is the development of algorithms. Algorithms are, on a basic level, a system of deciding an answer based on inputs. So today I'm going to share with you my algorithm, which has allowed me to increase my existing month-to-month emergency savings account by 3,000% in 4 months. This has completely changed my life and my financial outlook. I very much recommend following these steps. What is the algorithm? I'll show you guys right now. Question 1. Is this purchase going to make me money somehow? This would be your ROI, aka your return on investment of the item that you're going to purchase. Obviously, this question is a big filter. A lot of things that you normally purchase would probably be eliminated right off the bat. This is also a circular and compounding question. Anything that gets past this question is likely to help you in the future, and if it doesn't, it definitely won't hurt you. The question kills spend ideas like the following. Fast food. Unless literally life or death emergency, this is not going to make you money somehow. If anything, it's going to cost you money later in life when you have massive health issues from eating tons of, disgusting seed oils and all this crap. There are seed oils that go into fast food that are not cleared for purchase and distribution in cars. But this question allows purchases such as clothing that has utility. So such as a heavy parka, a rain jacket. On top of that, it has lasting fashion choices, like a trench coat that will help you make a good impression. These include watches, suits, dress shoes for women, business dress wear as well, ball gowns, dresses, cocktail dresses. Those can last for a very long time, and they're not really going to go out of fashion in the next 1,000 years. Another item that would satisfy this question question would be an equipment for a YouTube channel, which in my actual creation of this channel, I had to go through this process. And one of the things I had to get was a new webcam. And in order to buy it, I had to save quite a bit. And I actually postponed the start of the YouTube channel because I thought that production value and quality in 4K would be more valuable than doing this video early. And I think regardless of when I did this video, it's lasting advice and it can help you in any aspect. So that would be question number one. It's ROI. Is the purchase going to make me money somehow? And because it's an algorithm, you proceed to the next question if you get the correct answer, theoretically. So if the answer is yes to this question, so yes, this purchase is going to make me money back in some aspect, somehow, someday, continue. And you get to the second question. The answer is no, you don't buy it, period. You're done. It failed the test. It's not something you can ever purchase. If it ever does change, then maybe you can purchase it or reconsider it again with the algorithm. But until then, it's a no buy, just period. Question number two. Is this purchase less than 3% of my total savings? This is a primary savings question. If you do not have an absolutely stacked savings account, you can't get this item, period. If you think the item will satisfy the rest of the questions discussed later, I suggest writing it down on a piece of paper and writing down the savings requirements. So for example, if the item is $25, you take that $25 and you divide it by 0.03. And that will get you the amount that you need to save in order to buy the item at a later point in time. For example, I have what I call a buy list, which lists the cost of items that satisfy this entire list. So it makes it all the way down. Basically, I just don't have enough money, and it fails this question too. And the savings amount in another column that I would need to make them buyable. So for example, I have black Blundstones right now, but I'd like to have brown Blundstones. So in the winter in Canada, I can have both black and brown as options. Cost right now is $265 Canadian, very costly. The savings requirement for me to buy this, because 265 divided by 0.03 is $8,833. I would need in my savings account $8,833 at least or more if I were allowed to buy this. So you can see where you're able to limit your spending on a massive level, and there's never a time where you're spending outside of your means. If anything, you're spending so within your means that it's actually a fractional purchase and it's barely a dent in your savings. And this really has helped me over time. It has totally changed the way I think about buying things. Once again, if the answer to this question is yes, you continue to question three. Three is, can this item be acquired for free or cheaper? Can you find it on Facebook Marketplace or eBay? Is there some way you can do it on TaskRabbit per se, or a secondary marketplace, a thrift store, etc.? Can one of your friends lend it to you for an extended period of time? Does a family member already have this, or can they loan it or rent it? Like, can you rent it from Home Depot? For example, if it's like a pressure washer, you want a pressure washer house, instead of buying a pressure washer, you rent the pressure washer, and it's a temporary measure. You don't have to have storage space to store it. Like, you win in every aspect, essentially. Yes, I get that renting is not great because renting is not buying and ownership is everything, blah, blah, blah. There's lots of people that like tell you these things, but then you fall into the trap of just buying everything you ever need, and you probably won't use it much. It takes up tons of space. You have to buy more space for storage. You have to buy organizers. Like, it just compounds, and it really isn't worth it if you can just one and done, rent it, give it back. Borrow it, give it back, find it for cheaper on Facebook Marketplace, or where it's already discounted and devalued, but it still has like most of the value. Like, it's a used PS4, instead of buying a new one, etc. If Facebook Marketplace had existed back when I was a kid, I probably would have gone this route for buying the PS3, but it didn't. So here we are. So the question is, can this item be acquired for free or cheaper? If the answer is no, I cannot acquire it for free and I cannot acquire it for cheaper, you can proceed. So question 4 is, will this purchase save time or increase my well-being in the long run? Examples of this would be, for example, maid services. If your house is more than 3,000 square feet, anything under that, you could probably clean yourself for cheaper. And I would suggest getting the cleaning supplies. But if you're in some sort of like massive mansion of a place, it is more economical and efficient for your time and your money to actually finance maid services. I know it seems counterintuitive and you're like, oh, well, you have a big mansion. You probably have to pay a lot of money for it. Like, why wouldn't you want to save money? Saving upwards of 10 to 12 hours per month will totally change your life. And on top of that, it will allow you to work more and make more money, whether that's, on your side projects, allow you more time to look up stocks, invest in good options, organize your finances. Like, it'll pay itself back eventually. And this also includes accounting services, for your business and your personal, if you can combine them, bulk insurances, on top of that, fashion choices as well, or, grooming accessories, things that will make you more attractive, will make people like you more. If you have issues with speech, you could get speech therapy. You can have, courses on presenting or pitching if you wanted to kind of invest in yourself that way. Those would all count as kind of satisfying this question. Really, the question boils down to, will this allow me to be more creative or happy in the future? And if the answer is yes, you can continue. So question 5 is, can I buy this item with raw cash without using debt or credit cards, etc.? No loans, no financing, nothing. Straight raw cash in your bank account in a checking account. If you can only buy this with debt of some sort, you failed the question, okay? You don't get to go. You don't get to collect 100. This is a huge limiter, and this has also helped me immensely in stopping myself from just boiling up the debt, liquidating my emergencies, just spending everything I have. It is a massive blocker, and it basically enforces you to make smart financial choices within your means. Once again, doubling down on that 3%. Not only does it have to be within 3% of your savings, but regardless of that, you can't be in massive debt, have a decent amount of savings, and be convincing yourself to buy it, because you have to pay down that debt first. The APR is going to ruin you. The interest and payments will compound, and they will destroy any aspect of financial security that you would have, and it's just not going to help you. So if you can buy this with raw cash, you can continue. So question 6, is this solving a recurring problem? For example, this will include like nasal strips. Like, as you can see, I've completely broken my nose in multiple places due to fights, collisions, skiing as a kid, etc. Lots of skateboarding. I have sleep apnea. I snore a lot and I wake up a lot. Buying nasal strips, they do actually help. Like, you can breathe better. That would solve a recurring problem. Also as well, like an example is a water bottle. You're dehydrated all the time. If you are alive and you breathe and you do things during the day, eventually you will get dehydrated. So having a water bottle and being able to rehydrate is solving a recurring problem of dehydration. So if the answer is yes to your purchase and it is solving a recurring problem, then you can continue to question number 7. Do I already own something that can solve 80% of what this item would do? So for example, do you have a winter jacket that pretty much does exactly the same thing? It's just not in season or stylish anymore, whatever, but it keeps you warm. It'll be minus 30 degrees. You can put on that jacket and you will be okay. Do you need a new Super Puff Max Light rainproof jacket? No. Absolutely not. You can stay with your normal jacket. And when you get rich enough, then you can buy the Super Puff. Go ham. If it satisfies all these questions, maybe you can skip this question at that point. But if you're not in debt at all and it's under 3% or it's 3% or lower of your total savings, I'd go ham, man. I'm not going to stop you from buying nice things for yourself. If you can convince yourself that it's adding an extra edge, you can borrow someone else's and really test it out, maybe see actually how much warmer it'll keep you. If it is a significant amount, go for it. If it's not just 80%, it's a total 100% difference change, or it's 50% better instead of 20% better, then that would essentially satisfy this question. So if you don't already own something that can solve 80% of what this item can do, then you can continue again in the algorithm to question 8. Am I buying this because it's on sale, scarce, or trending? There's a ton of data on sales being entirely fake, and the sale price is secretly the real price, but they use set points and all this crazy marketing price logic and nasty tactics to make you think the item is truly discounted when it's not. A great example of this is Black Friday or Cyber Monday, etc. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're not. You need to track the prices throughout the year, see where they are. I think Camel is one of the good ones that can track prices on Amazon. I was once told actually that if you can't buy an item at full price, you probably shouldn't be buying it at all. I don't think I've ever listened to this advice. If you have enough money to buy it outright, You don't need to wait for a sale. And on top of that, if it's valuable enough that you should buy it regardless, why does buying it on sale matter? You could wait, if you have tons of patience, you could wait for it to be on sale. If it's satisfied all of these questions and you want to save a little bit of extra money, go for it, But I think that you should be thinking less of like gaming the sale and, I got it for a good price and blah, blah, blah. That ends up getting you into the trap of buying lots of sale items, and then you're overspending all the time. You're buying all these little things, and it's not helpful for savings or maintaining a good financial status. So are you, regardless of what you think you're doing, are you making an impulse purchase? If you are not making an impulse purchase, you're not buying it because it's on sale or it's scarce or it's some new weird fad, like, fidget spinners. I bought a fidget spinner back in the day. Sits in my drawer and collects dust. Like, absolute waste of money. I could have, like, that $20 would be about like $200 by now if I had invested it. So question 8, we're getting down to the bottom half of the list. If your purchase or you're buying the item you wanted to buy has made it this far, you're probably in a pretty good state, but we have 2 last minute gauntlet questions that really establish if you want to purchase the item. The 9th question, the first of these 2 questions, is, have I discussed this potential purchase with my partner? So this can be a parent if you don't have like a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a wife or a husband. This can be a close friend or a sibling. You just need to find someone that can hold you accountable and preferably is more of a saver than you are. Like, they have their financial life together. They might live like a bum, but their bank account is like in the hundreds of thousands, and they're doing pretty well, and they kind of have a good idea of how to manage themselves, and they definitely don't do impulse purchases like you. That's the person you need to look for. If you have discussed it with someone like that, let's say a saver in a general sense, and they've approved and they think, yeah, okay, like it sounds objectively like you need this, you've satisfied all the other questions, you get to question number 10, which is the 10th and final question. Have I waited 3 days and during that period of time researched and exhausted all possible options and all alternatives to buying this product? So look it up, do price comparisons, see if it's a higher peak season, aka like you can buy lower at some point in time. So for example, like don't buy a snowboard in the winter, or don't buy lawnmowers in the summer, buy them in the off season. That is usually how marketers price things. They price them high when there's lots of demand, and they price them low when there isn't. It's always smarter to buy them in an off season if they are some sort of seasonal item like that. And on top of that, the 3 days makes you sit, and it forces you to think about, do I really want this? Like, is this cash? Like, can I use this cash to buy myself something nicer that would help me more than this item? Is this truly the right item? Like, are there competitor items that might be able to do 99% of what this item does for less cost? And it's just not like, on brand or whatever. Like, for example, if you're getting a bunch of streaming stuff and like you have all this Elgato stuff and you're like, oh, I want an Elgato cam. Like, maybe there are other cameras and it doesn't have to be Elgato, and you can still make it work through getting different software like OBS or changing up some sort of integration. Like, all of that can help you. If you're able to go through all these questions and confirm that they passed the test, then you are ready and willing to buy the item. So if you respond with yes to, have I waited 3 days, researched and exhausted all options, you can buy the item. You have made it all the way down the list. Congratulations. The item is yours. Put it in the cart, hit the buy button, reward yourself, do it. You have confirmed without a shadow of a doubt that this product will improve your life, save you time, or increase your well-being, and you can financially afford it. It is not only recoverable, but to such a small degree of impact on your financial savings or your financial position that you will not suffer if it does end up being a dud. Which, if you think about it objectively, if you got through all of these questions, it probably won't be a dud because you've done everything in your power to confirm it will not be a dud. So the worst thing that can happen is you just stop using it or you decide to do something else. And like, sometimes there are losses like that in life. Like, you have profits and losses across the board. But if you have done your due diligence and made sure that the product will help you, you are able to afford it within a reasonable amount. It's not going to blow out your savings. It's not going to destroy your life. It's not going to put you into debt. It's a good purchase. So if you guys want the actual PDF for the algorithm and you don't want to write it down or whatever, I do have it for sale on my link tree. I think if you just click it and then click the PDFs, it'll bring you to my fourth wall page. I do have merch there as well. It'll be for sale for 15 bucks, I think. Again, with the effort of this video, you obviously don't have to buy it. It's mostly a donation to me and you get the PDF for free and it's, easy download. You can print it everywhere. It's like the exact same format I have. But if you want to write it down and be cheap and be smart, do what you need to do, man. Like the whole point of this is for me to hopefully help people out there who had problems like me. I've been overspending for a very long time and I've finally got a handle on it. And it's really changed my life. Like I can't express how much more satisfied I am with my financial standing. I'm more confident, way more level-headed when making purchases. I'm not blowing all my money, and just like being able to look at your savings account and it go up by significant amounts each month, and you're not just blowing every single last dime you have or, more than you need to. It really changes your outlook on a lot of things in life, and it can honestly make you feel a lot better about yourself. So appreciate it. Again, if you want to find the PDF, it'll be on my link tree. I will be releasing more videos like this and more help videos. My name is Hero in Progress. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button and like if you want to see the next video come out. They're all going to be kind of self-improvement help videos that will hopefully help you and improve your life. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it once again. I hope you guys are able to improve your financial standing with this, save a lot of money, stop spending on a bunch of crap you don't need, and just totally turn your life around. You're also a hero in progress, and one day you are going to be as awesome as you wish you were. So have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and don't overspend.